Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. One of my most upsetting experiences in 2020. Actually, there were two very similar ones. First, it was late July, early August of this year. I had gotten COVID-19. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I'll let you look up how hot it got here in Phoenix. It was you couldn't step outside for 10 seconds. In fact, one day I had just packed everything from an art show and I dropped something in between the seats. And when I tried to even look for it, it was like Mother Nature wouldn't even give me a chance to look for a piece of art that I dropped on the ground. It was like Mother Nature was basically telling me I had to go turn on the car and drive away. That's how hot it was. It's kind of like if you were to go to imagine you just got into an argument with your future potential future father-in-law, and he wants you out of the house. He doesn't care that you can't find your car keys in between the sofa seats, right? That it was akin to that, right? It was akin to that. If I had to give an analogy, okay. So 120 degrees. I had COVID-19. One day I had just finally made it to the grocery store to pick up some comfort foods. You got to understand, I was disoriented, and even just having to walk into the store, it's at least a 1-2 minute walk from the parking lot into the store, on top of already having COVID-19. I got 6 bananas, and there's nowhere to sit down. And I sit on this mobility scooter to eat it, and the security guard was giving me a hard time about it. And so he was asking me to leave, and I told him I had just recovered from COVID-19. And so he was like, "Oh," and he walked away from me. And I knew he only walked away because he was scared of the COVID-19. He didn't have sympathy for the situation. See what I should have next year. Maybe I'll try that again. But this time, say I just got chemotherapy, right? I bet he would have no sympathy for that, right? But it just goes to show that you get anything wrong in this society. You see, you got to remember where life was going before I got the COVID-19. I was getting very good marks at my job. I teach at a community college, and I was making good art. In fact, just a couple days earlier, I had the incident where I dropped some art in between the seat and I couldn't even go reach for it, right? And I catch COVID-19, bam, society treats you like you're a broken piece of equipment, right? It tosses you out. Kind of like how I would treat. I recently had to replace my computer, right? I still haven't gotten the chance to copy everything out of the old computer, and then I'll go to recycle it, right? Society just treats me like a broken, like a broken computer or a broken whatever, right? At least it's even worse than that. At least with a broken computer, you can pull out a lot of indium, a lot of tellurium, maybe some bismuth out of it, right? There's a lot of metals that are used in the electronics, right? If you're a broken piece of equipment, especially if you have COVID-19, you have nothing to offer, right? And it hurts. It really hurts. I I I I I sometimes I almost don't want to go to that same grocery store again because I might run into him, and I so badly want to punch him in the face, and so I don't even want to go to that store anymore just to resist the temptation of doing that. Well, I made a full recovery, thank God, from the COVID-19. I didn't develop long symptoms like I did the time before, so I got to thank God for that. But then I ran into some heartbreak situation. And so I was doing very well at my job, getting good reviews. In fact, I got some of the best reviews I ever got during that heartbreak situation because I was trying to bury my head in my work. I know it's not healthy, but that's what I did. And then I had a difficult time driving to work. I was so distraught over stuff that I was getting into near miss accidents, multiple near miss accidents daily. I confided with a colleague of mine about this and to see if she could drive me to work. And my colleague, who had been there for 3 years, so she knows about the ins and outs of the office, she suggested I take FMLA in the midst of me getting a 5 out of 5 review on every student. Really? And it just goes to show you get anything wrong, whether it be your ability to work or your ability to drive, society just throws you out like you're a piece of garbage, right? And like I said, it's even worse than me throwing out an old broken computer, because an old broken computer, it will probably, the indium, the tellurium in it will probably live another life, right? Your organs will not, right? Especially if you die of COVID-19. Nobody wants to touch your body, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.